We got a new. It's time to work. The dot of the dot. The dot. That's what you should have did with the national anthem.
Yeah, right, right.
Come on, y'all know the words. Dot of the dot. The dot of the
Doc, when I tell you I froze up like it was like I saw.
Yeah.
I was like a deer in headlights.
You know that's unfair what you're doing right now, because people don't know what the hell you talk about. You got to tell the whole story. Well,
let me do this. Let me say good morning, Debo. Good morning, Jermaine.
Good morning, man.
Good morning, Clark.
You fool.
Good morning to the dude in the other room.
Right, to the guy on the couch who's a half baked.
So good morning. No, Jermaine was telling the story about when he went down to audition to do the national anthem for the Bucks.
Oh my God, man!
And he forgot some words. And he just quit. I'll see you next year.
Me and Rodney Paul, man, it was hilarious, man. We went down, and I knew about the auditions a couple days prior to, but you know, this is exactly what I get. I wasn't prepared.
Right, like, thank you for that. It is the importance of preparation, man.
Yep.
I done tried to go on things on my natural ability and just fallen.
Doc, what are we talking about? Practice?
Practice?
Yeah. Doc, listen, I came in there with the attitude of I got this.
And that's where we fail.
And that's exactly because listen, Elder Troy Cotton.
They say poor preparation.
Prevents poor performance. That's the 5 P's.
Mm-hmm.
But Elder Troy Cotton has this saying. He said, if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail.
Yep.
That's it.
And when I tell you that was a real life situation in front of all of these people, and some of the people down there like knew me. So when I walked in, they was like, all right out here. So I'm like, yeah, I got this thing. You know, I can sing.
I don't know. I don't know if
ego kicked in.
If Ralph and Mrs. Holman is listening, but Stevie Wonder had come to Milwaukee to do this concert.
Yeah,
it was in support of Kamala Harris, but and so and this is the only time, man, where they didn't allow people to do secondary market. You know, you paid the reasonable price for the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on there. We had some good tickets. We were on the floor. So the usher is walking me, and so we moving up into that front section, and I'm walking like big dog. Me and Rhonda, people speaking. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hey, I gotta get to my seat. So she get up and seat me and Rhonda, right? Then she comes up and go, "Oh, y'all in the wrong seat." So now we got to walk back.
Walk of shame.
Then we sit next to Ralph. Ralph looking at me like, I thought you was a baller. Yeah. Welcome.
Debo Keith was walking down the aisle just pointing at invisible people like,
You know how it is. I know. I want the VIP. I tell people I act like I should be there. Yeah. And I had that humble walk, my head dropping, to pull my coat over my head, looking like a perp walk. I got the perp walk, right?
Yeah.
They didn't walk me back. Let me do this. Today is the 62nd anniversary of the historic March on Washington, known for the I Have a Dream speech, and there was a little interaction going back and forth between Michelle and Jermaine, but actually the brainchild of A. Philip Randolph and Bayard Rustin. And so now Ron and I, we went to the 50th. We still got pictures from that. This year, National Action Network, Reverend Al Sharpton, they're doing the March on Wall Street. So this year's in New York, and they'll be marching on Wall Street. This morning, I was contemplating going.
wow.
Logistically, though, depends on where you staying in Midtown, or do you stay? Do you fly in? Because now one time I was able to fly in for March and then fly out that evening. When me and Rhonda went, we kind of made a weekend of that. So this is the 62nd anniversary of the March on Washington. Historic in a lot of ways, and then of course eclipsed by then the Million Man March in 1995. And we'll be coming up on the 30th anniversary of that in October 16th. So, again, a historic day. I think tomorrow is Saturday's anniversary of Katrina, 20 years ago, and just, dealing with that. Let me get the caller. Caller, welcome to the program.
Yo, what's happening? This is Charles.
Hey, what's
I'm a
happening?
long-time listener. I'm going back to WNOC back in 1980s when y'all were competitive with WAWA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, WAWA became WLUM.
Yeah. And you remember on Sunday night, they used to have the Mighty Mellow, they used to have the rap on the Sunday nights on WMSOE.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, boy, that was fun. That was the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That was the origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just had to give a shout-out to y'all. I love you. I keep on listening.
Thank you.
4 decades. Love y'all.
Love you too, man. I don't know you.
Man,
I don't love you. I don't know you, but I do love you because I love all African people all over the world. JT said, before you say that. All right. So, again, let me do this. Saturday, August 30th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Abundant Faith Church of Integrity in Milwaukee. There'll be a free book, food, fun, giveaway for the whole family. This is sponsored by the Black Child Development Institute. Again, it will go from 11 to 1. Abundant Faith is located on this. Oh, here it goes. 7830 West Good Hope Road. This is family-friendly event where every child will receive a book featuring titles from Derek Barnes, young authors Bryson and Brayton Best, and other cultural relevant favorites. Plus, enjoy face painting, storytelling, delicious food. You might win door prizes, including gift certificates for local activities, restaurant services, and inspiring Black art. Again, you come for the books, stay for the stories, the smiles, and the strength of community. You can visit BCDI, that a hyphen? Wisconsin.org to register today. That is the giveaway, the event that they're having there. Give it out books. The importance of literacy cannot be underestimated. With kids, we will buy them toys, we'll buy them clothes, books, man. Books. Reading is fundamental. Also, someone just reminded me today is the 70th anniversary of the death of Emmett Till. This is why that March on Washington, they did it on the day of the anniversary of his death. So thank you for that. All right, let me do this. We're dealing with the U.S. Open right now, and there was an incident. Well, Madison Keys, she got knocked out in the first round. Coco Gauff struggled, but she got through it.
Did you see the video?
Coco?
No,
I'm great. Taylor Townsend?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Taylor Townsend.
Yeah, that's good.
And so Taylor Townsend, one of the number 1 ranked doubles player in the world, was in a match with, let me pronounce her name, Jelena Ostapenko from Latvia. And after the match, there was a confrontation between the two ladies where Ostapenko said that she had issues with Taylor Townsend. And I didn't realize, I used to play tennis, but I didn't know you're supposed to apologize when you have like a net.
When you hit the top of the net on the serve.
Right.
I mean, and to be honest with you, Keith, I played tennis in school. They never ever said anything about, because it's your serve. So if
it was a return. But that happens.
But even in the return serve, if you hit the net, you don't apologize for that. That's
what they were talking about. I guess you do.
But is that an unwritten rule? Because they never.
Just probably a custom. It's not a rule. And but I think what she was more reacting to was just how Taylor spanked her
And that's what it was.
in that
She
second
was,
set, because she it was
yeah,
straight sets.
and that's exactly what it was, man. She was looking for an excuse,
But she made
to
a
be
comment.
mad.
She made a
Yeah,
comment
yeah,
where
yeah.
and I want to get the exact quote. Hold on here. That in effect she said that she wasn't educated.
Yeah, I got the video.
Let's see what happened. She opened the point. Fans loud sitting there. I think that began the match playing ruthless. She's playing amazing. Let's go Taylor. So the crowd was obviously with her. She said she couldn't beat her outside of the United States. And then she said that, okay. So they said things got heated at the post-match handshake when Ostapenko had a few words with Townsend regarding a lack of apology on a net cord that led to Ostapenko losing the point. It's what it is, but I stand strong and I stand firm in who I am, Townsend said. I don't back down from confrontation. And again, it's sports. This is part of sports. I don't take any offense to it. She's talking about the comments that she made to her. Um, now, the fact that the optics says that because this woman is European, Taylor Townsend is a descendant of enslaved Africans, that there was an issue. But when she called her uneducated,
Yeah,
and of course, the press is going to go, do you think that's racially charged? Um, and even on her post, Ostapenko said, I am not a racist. I love all people from all nations. But she made the comment she was uneducated.
so how did she pinpoint you
There
being
you go.
uneducated?
She did a stereotype because
Exactly.
I pulled up Taylor Townsend. Taylor Townsend, her parents were both school administrators. Taylor Townsend attended the historic Lincoln University. I don't know if it was a Lincoln University in Missouri or Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. Um, so she is educated. Now, here's the interesting thing about there's another dollar. Here's the thing about tennis players. Most tennis players do not attend college.
Right.
Most tennis players become pros in their teens.
Yeah.
So they go to a tennis academy,
Yeah.
they get ready, they don't attend college. And so she did. And I knew there was something about her that took me back to, there were some other things going on. So let me do this. I'm going to pull up her family's background. Let me pull up the family background, personal life and background. Townsend was born in Chicago to Gary and Sheila Jones, Nee Jones. Her mom was Townsend. Her parents are both high school administrators. Her mother used to work as a banker.
Wow.
Sheila played Division II tennis at Lincoln University in Missouri. Townsend has an older sister, Simone, who played college tennis at Florida A&M. So she started playing age, and so there was some issues. So back in 2012, Townsend was asked by the USTA to sit out the 2012 U.S. Open Junior Tournament because of her weight, and also denied her request for a wild card for the U.S. Open main draw or the qualifying tournament, which she had received the year before. Patrick McEnroe, John McEnroe's brother and a commentator, our concern is her long-term health, number one, and her long-term development as a player. We have one goal in mind, for her to be playing in Arthur Ashe Stadium in the main draw and competing for major titles when it's time. Townsend was shocked by the USTA decision, given that she was the top-ranked junior girl in the world, number one in the world.
Wow.
The decision was sharply criticized by players like Serena Williams, Lindsay Davenport, Martina Navratilova. Sports Illustrated wrote, instead of helping a promising young talent gain that confidence and experience gleaned from competing, the USTA has taken a paternalistic tack, deeming itself the arbiter and architect behind Townsend's past, present, and future success. It's the arrogance of the institution built on the belief that there was a tried and true formula to build champions. The USTA at first refused to pay for Townsend's expenses, so she paid to enter in the tournament and was defeated in the quarterfinals by Annette Contavia in straight sets. Later, the USTA agreed to pay for Townsend's expenses, as Patrick McEnroe spoke of a miscommunication. Still, the USTA decision cost Townsend an opportunity to compete for a wild card into the main draw of the U.S. Open in 2012. And I remember the controversy because there was this whole debate about body image. If you look at her, she's thick.
Yeah.
She's thick, and she doesn't look like the typical tennis player, but neither does Serena Williams, to be very honest with you.
Too.
They talked about her. And so there was the whole thing. And I think that what the other women were saying was, one, you're doing body shaming. Two, just because she looks a certain way doesn't mean that she couldn't compete. She's the number one junior player in the world. In spite of what her body type was, she's an accomplished tennis player. And so it's easy then. And I know that there are discussions around, especially when it comes to Black women and what their bodies should look like. And there's a lot of body shaming that goes on. And in this instance, this is no more. That was the case. Now, the fascinating thing about Serena Williams is that there were a whole lot of particularly Black men who started watching tennis because of Serena Williams.
I was one of them.
I mean, because a lot of us thought that, she PhD fat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She I'm talking about thickums.
Right.
Yeah, she was thickums, man. I mean, you look at, and she could play.
Yeah, she could play.
Where her sister is very willowy. Is that the really thin?
Yeah.
But no, Serena, man, she's a brick.
Yeah, she had that cornbread look.
Oh, man, and then when she put on some of those outfits, and it was like, I think tennis was secondary. It was
it was more like a look-a-thon.
Yeah, going like, man. Somebody posted on Facebook this morning. Shout out LaShawn. I love LaShawn. I can't wait the football season start, man, because LaShawn, the late Dr. Trinette McCrae, these sisters, they know sports. And so with football season, I couldn't start. But she asked the question on Facebook, like, what are some of the words we used to use that we don't use anymore? And I forgot about PHAT, fat.
Yeah.
Fat was because when I first heard it, I was like, fat.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, fat.
Yeah.
Stack.
Yeah.
Brick house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the word I put out there was solid.
Yeah.
We don't do solid anymore.
You don't do solid no
more.
No, solid was the 70s.
Yeah, solid. Oh, yeah, deep 70s. Solid. Yeah, solid. Somebody said right on.
Yep, right on.
This was from Semi-Pro. Jive turkey.
Hey, I still use that word. Especially talking about
turkey.
Debo.
Who did? Was that the Ohio players? Who did jive turkey?
Oh,
yeah. So that was one.
Jive turkey.
But yeah, I thought about solid. Oh, right on. What is that, Parkman? That was our song. We the Parkman Panthers. Right on. We better than the best. Right on. Yeah. So right on. So some of these terms that we don't use anymore. That one caught me. But yeah, solid. What was the other? Do we still say catch you later?
Nah, it ain't so much. Catch you later is I holla. But that's it.
I holla.
I holla.
Okay. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hey, what's up, right out?
What's going on now?
Not much. Breakfast.
Who?
Now holla at Keith real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you on the air, man.
You on the air, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Crib.
Yeah, I thought he was. I'm like, who's this
man?
I'm sorry.
Is Keith there?
Hey, no, right out. You got the product.
Right. I'm like, hold on, man. We're going to take you off. We're going to take you off the air, brother.
I keep forgetting when I got you on YouTube watching you at the same time. I'm listening. And right out usually say, hang on a minute, George. I keep going in a second. Yeah. So sometimes we chat before you put me on. Well, it was good to see Wayne yesterday. Keith, you went to school with us, right?
Oh yeah, man. Me and Wayne was in the same class.
Oh,
yeah.
At Parkman?
Yeah. And I've known Wayne since I was like 12, 13. Yeah.
Keith, if you was in Wayne's class, then you should have been in my class.
I don't know,
It
man.
was me, Wayne, Joseph Malone, John Ford, James Walls,
I just saw
Harry
Hillary.
Beckham.
I just saw Hillary. Yeah.
So I don't remember being in our class, Keith.
Well, I mean, it really depends. I'm trying to.
Unforgettable.
Yeah. No, Parkland was huge, man. That's the thing people don't know, man. Parkland had like 2,000 students. It was a lot of, man. It was
It was
a lot of
three
kids.
floors, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
I think sometimes we kind of split up, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we all had classes. You went from, let's say, if you're seven, all classes until you got to ninth grade. But 7A, you go from 7-1 to 720, and then because there was no 713, because Mr. Douglas was superstitious, and he didn't like the number 13, so that number was no place in the school.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I want to let y'all made it around. I turned 68 today.
Oh, happy birthday!
88.
birthday.
You said 88.
68.
Oh,
I might look 68. I might walk around like I'm 88, but I'm 68 years young today.
Wow.
that's awesome, man.
Well, congratulations,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
We did a little birthday celebration for my mom Sunday at the
Your
rehab.
mom's a Virgo too?
I'm sorry.
Your mom's a Virgo?
August 24th. So
All right.
we did a little birthday celebration for my mom, and I'm becoming a little bit more Afrocentric, and so I do what Kwaku does when he starts the program, or I go to other events where we said we ask the elders, can we proceed?
Yeah.
And my cousin, who is 92, God bless her, just
Wow.
great. I turned to her and I said, "May we proceed?" She started singing "Happy Birthday."
Happy birthday to you.
My daughter said, "No, Mama, he just want to know, can we start?" That. So we got to get a little used to that. That we respect our elders and ask the elders, "May we proceed?" That is. So I guess I need to rehearse that and let the family know in
Work
advance,
that
because
in,
we know,
man.
how to
Use it a
work
couple
that in.
times, yeah.
Right. But she was on key, and she did Stevie Wonder's "Happy Birthday to you." So anyway, well, happy birthday, George.
Thank you, sir. All right,
All
y'all have
right.
a blessed day.
All right, peace.
68, man.
Wow.
You know what I
man.
always do every birthday that I'm blessed to see? I always think of those who started out on the journey of life
Yeah.
along with me, if you will,
Yeah.
that are not here.
Yeah, man.
Somebody that would be my same age, friends, different ones like that. I'm always grateful for that additional year, but not just taking it for granted either.
And also, let me send out condolences and prayers to Brother Tyrell Goodwin's family. He made his transition. I did get information on his homegoing, which would be next Friday at 11. I think it's Vessel Honor Church. I'll talk more about that when we get to it. But Tyrone's good brother. He used to be a DJ. I mean, Tyrone was just good brother. And I would have, I always had the young brothers coming up having conversations with me. And because I was kind of like the youth minister, and to hear them have the conversations I had with these brothers, was just amazing. Tyrone was one of them. All right, you're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
ANNV 860 AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back. Let me thank Pastor Joseph Jackson at Friendship Baptist Church. Friendship is currently in we can say the original location of Metropolitan Baptist Church. We started OB's Funeral Home, but that was our first church structure, I think. There on 9th and North. And yesterday we were talking about the interstate and what the interstate meant. One of the reasons why we ended up on 14th and Burleigh was then Dr. E.M. Kelly, the freeway was going to go more west. So that church was going to be part of, that land was going to be used as part of the interstate. They decided not to go that far west, but just based on the growth of the congregation and, some other things, they decided to build. And so we picked the location there on 14th and Burleigh, moved into that location in April 1968. No church had ever been built to that level, no black church. And I saw the program, and we have an outstanding archivist there at Metropolitan. And so a lot of the documents you could see the program. It was such a ecumenical week of celebration. Dr. Kelly was in he was in Atlanta for the funeral of Dr. King. Him and Dr. King, they were friends, and so he was there. So he wasn't there for most of that celebration, but we saw AME, there were Churches of God in Christ. It was just a whole lot of folks who came to celebrate that building. We were building at that time. St. Mark was also building, and then I think Calvary was also building too. So, churches were actually, because normally what had been happening in the past was that black congregations would move into, existing like white churches and or synagogues, right? And so when we had the congregation and the wherewithal to be able to build that, so it was a big deal. But at the original location of our first church home, there is a historic
9th and North, right?
9th and North,
yeah,
yep.
Friendship.
There's a historical monument put up by the Wisconsin Historical Society, and again, thank you, Pastor Jackson, for this. So let me read this. I didn't know this about our history. Metropolitan was formed during Black History Month. I don't know if that was intentional or it just happened during that point. So the church anniversary is in February. But this little historical piece I did not know. So there's a marker, and on the marker, the Wisconsin Historical Society that uses a badger. It says, "Rally at Metropolitan Missionary Baptist Church. On September 3rd, 1967, about 200 protesters led by the NAAC Youth Council and the Commandos held a rally at Metropolitan Missionary Baptist Church, located at 905 West North Avenue, to protest housing segregation. It was their first rally at a black church. From there, they marched towards the Joseph Slits and Blatt's breweries to initiate an economic boycott of local beer companies as part of a multi-pronged approach to protesting segregation. You also know that was also the open housing marches, that same group that was leading people across the 16th Street, now the Grappi Viaduct. They continued their march onto Wisconsin Avenue from North Van Buren Street to North 6th Street. The demonstration concluded at St. Boniface Catholic Church. The Reverend Dr. E.M. Kelly, the pastor at Metropolitan and a vocal supporter of the civil rights movement, endorsed the demonstration as a social, educational, and political revolution. In 1968, the congregation moved to 1345 West Burleigh Street, and this was erected this year. So thank you, Pastor Jackson, for that. I did pass it on to our archivist at Metropolitan. And so that will become part of the historical record there at the church. But I did not know that first rally held at a black church for those marches, and people know 200 consecutive days of marching started in 1967, culminating. They ended. The Johnson administration had passed the Fair Housing Act in 1968. The late Vel Phillips, every year she would introduce open housing ordinances for the city of Milwaukee, and every year Henry Meyer would beat it back. And so then on the national level, when we have, and that's, when a lot of people are probably not familiar or aware of the civil rights history in this city, but it made national headlines. Meech is called in to talk about people trying to get across that viaduct, and there were no Mexicans there, Meech, but trying to get across that viaduct, and people said you would have thought that you were in Mississippi, because what we discovered, Malcolm called it, we just up south. What we discovered was the racism was as virulent in Wisconsin as it was in Mississippi. It manifested itself in different ways. Yesterday, I was getting texts from people. They were telling me about the people who were living beyond what used to be called the inner core. That's what the Black community was known as in Milwaukee, Central City, even the YMCA over on now 12th and Garfield. I remember going there as a kid when it was on 6th and North. It was the North Central Y. It was the inner core, as we get inner city. And so we were contained. And though people were telling me about people that lived out that way, it wasn't a whole lot of us living out that way. Okay. And Pastor Jackson had pointed out that they were in West Lawn, 58, 59, and then they moved to Hillside. But it wasn't. We were pretty contained. And so to be able, but I did not know that. That's a fascinating part of our history. I know, later during the Act 10 protest, we had a rally at Metropolitan. Jesse Jackson had come in, and Jesse Jackson loved Reverend Wanzo. He loved Reverend Wanzo. And so he came in. We have pictures from that particular thing when that's when Lena and the other state senators were outside the state. They were protesting, and they had a had a rally. So we've historically been part of the movement. Again, Dr. Kelly was a protege, not a protege, but a good friend with Dr. King. They were a different type of clergy, and there was always that conflict too about the seminary divinity trained clergy and those who were not. Everybody went down for the civil rights movement. We need to be clear on that. Everybody went down with it. And so, wow. So thank you. And again, like I said, I have passed this information on to Metropolitan.
Keith, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
I know recently, I think I heard Sharpton talking about it yesterday, that you can now endorse candidates over the roster.
The Trump administration says that they're not going to enforce the Johnson Act. Lyndon Johnson, when he was in Congress in, I think, 1954, there was legislation, it's law, that nonprofits, religious groups cannot, they're limited to their political activities. And part of that is
separation of church and state.
Because white evangelicals were so supportive of Donald Trump, he says he will not enforce it. It's an IRS is based on that your tax exempt status. Mm-hmm. And if you're tax exempt, you're not allowed to go and to be partisan in your politics. You can do issues, but there's a difference then. And look, people have been violating that rule since the rule been in place. Pastors get up as if some of us don't know the difference of saying, well, I can't tell you who to vote for, but I'm going to tell you who I'm voting for. Well, that sounds like an endorsement to me, but I don't know. I struggle with English. Maybe it isn't. And look, the white evangelicals, they just disregarded the rule altogether, right? So that's all it's saying. He's not going to enforce. I don't think Congress has changed that law. So the laws are still on the books. He's just choosing not to enforce it. Now, it might be enforced. People that if certain churches come out and they're very vocal and very critical of him, he might enforce it then, because he has no compunctions in using the rules to his advantage. So, caller, welcome to the program. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Doc. Hey, listen, I heard you bring that up about the march. And see, what you're doing is you're talking. See, this is why Fred Reed and all of those old guys that actually was a part of that stuff. You got to listen and get around. As a matter of fact, Reed just passed away. God rest his soul. But when you got to get around. Wendell is still around. Not Wendell Harris, the other one. Is still around. You have to realize something. You're just referencing the 16th Street March. See, you referencing that one that happened on the 28th, which was actually a commemorative day of the kingdom. The I Have a Dream Street March. Okay, that's the 28th, which would be the day.
Yeah,
all right,
and it's also the anniversary of the Emmett Till lynching.
Yeah, but listen to this right here. You only referencing the 16th Street. What about the 6th Street? See, going into that Walker's Point, that's where you ran into your Latinos.
There were no Latinos, man. I went back. You need to go back and pull up the census, man.
Hey, man, I don't want to hear about that. I'm talking about
you need to hear about it because we got to deal with the facts.
Go to the archives.
No, you go to the archives and you look up.
Go to the archives.
The Latino population was so small in Milwaukee because the black population was small in Milwaukee.
Hold on. Hey, brother. Hey, look. You want to fight with me about something that when you say so small, the Latinos have been here a long time in Milwaukee, brother. They ain't just got here. They've been here big, brother.
I have been in this city. I've been in this city for 68 years.
And you've been over here on the north side.
I have seen. Well, no. I also worked on the south side. I have also seen where the growth.
Do you know what Fitz and Vogel is? Do you know what Fitz and Vogel is? Where it was.
Okay, man. What's your point? We're not going because you can.
Right, because I'm not even going to. As a matter of fact, Lord forgive me for even calling to tell you this because you already got your mind made up. There wasn't no Latinos in the city. Okay,
you making it. No. What I said was the Latino population was very small. As a matter of fact, the Puerto Rican population was greater than the Mexican population. And we began to see in the 80s and 90s a growth in the Hispanic community. 80s and 90s. That's when we began to see that growth. But not in 1968, not in 1967.
Where was the Puerto Rican population actually located?
On Houghton.
Okay. Well, just on Houghton, brother. They started around Palmer up to about maybe.
But what I'm saying is it was part of River West off of Houghton. If you went to Oliver Wendell Holmes School, there were Puerto Ricans there at Oliver Wendell Holmes. There were Puerto Ricans at Lincoln, right? But no, it wasn't a large population. And even then, when you looked at the Puerto Rican population, they're only a small part of the Hispanic population here.
That the Puerto Rican population was huger than the Mexicans.
It was
the Mexicans
bigger
owned the whole
because
point,
if you saw Mexicans, look, Mexicans, and I'm using that term. I'm using that term. The Mexicans that came to Wisconsin came to work in the fields. That's why you had a larger presence of Mexicans in Waukesha because of the farms in Waukesha, not in the city. They came in as farm workers. They were migrant workers. Some of them decided to stay. Others moved on. I had a classmate, Pedro. Pedro was with us the first semester. And then his family moved to Florida because they were going to pick. They were migrant workers. That's where that term migrant worker comes from. Milwaukee didn't have a large Hispanic population. It didn't. Now, Waukesha, they had, because I knew people that ended up opening businesses in Waukesha, and I asked, how'd y'all get to Waukesha? My parents came up here to work in the fields. They ended up staying. That's why if you look, one of the interesting things about Wisconsin, I owe you another $1, is that you can go to every county in this state and there is some
And who had
Hispanic
the
representation.
largest Mexican population was in the Walker's Point. That's when they came, bro.
No, dude, that's the near
I tell you
south
what, I
side.
tell you what you can do.
What year did that happen,
You know what?
Meech, what year did it happen? What year did it happen?
In the 30s.
No,
In the 30s.
that's not true.
Yeah, the
That's
30s.
not true.
The Mexicans
That's
the
not
Mexicans
true.
been here long.
That is
As a
not
matter of fact,
true.
maybe before then.
No,
The
it's not
Mexicans
true.
been in
That is not
Milwaukee a
true.
long
That
time.
is not
They were
true.
not bigger than the black population.
The reason
they
why
were
we
here,
had an influx
and
of
their
Hispanics
spot
in America,
was the Walker's Point
the
area.
reason why we had an influx of Hispanics in America, primarily from Mexico, was to come during the war, World War II.
Okay.
That's when you began to see
I gotta tell you
Hispanics
something
coming
now.
into the country.
Right now, guess what? Right now, they in the last census they polled out at 61 million in this country. The black man is still stuck at 41 million. And watch this right here. The black man in America is only 42 million. Black Americans in the whole round world. Do you hear me? It's only 42 million of us, man, in the whole round world. And we steady
42
giving away
million
the
who?
little footprint that we got. They right now,
If you go to
is
Chicago
61%
right
of
now,
them the ones
if you
that
go
we
to
can
Chicago
count.
right
Okay,
now,
this is why they get new money in their district,
if you
because
going
they
to
polling out
Chicago,
at big numbers. They building big schools. They getting a lot of money, man. We are playing games. It's only 41, 42 million black Americans in the whole round world.
why are Hispanics
And you
coming?
sitting around here trying to hook up with these people that really want to put their foot on our neck.
All right, man, appreciate you.
It's only for
Caller, welcome to the program. Some days I'm better equipped. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, this is John Henry,
Hey,
and
Jimmy.
I'm in New York here at the March on Wall Street.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, there's about 20,000 of us here. It was really disappointing because there should be at least 100,000 here, just from the local area of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia. But we're marching right now on down to Wall Street. Heard some speeches from Reverend Al Sharpton earlier. And the crowd here is very upbeat about it.
What's the
it's
estimate?
really nice.
What's the estimate of the crowd? You gave a number.
I'd say about 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good number.
Yeah, that's a good number, but it should be more.
Well, I think that when you look at doing New York, first of all, just the cost of it, getting to DC is a little bit different. The cost differential is very different, but getting to New York, the cost can be prohibitive, especially if you talk about lodging and other things. But yeah, 20,000, that's a good number. That's a real good number.
Yeah. Well, my concern is this: when I look at, like I said, there should be 100,000 just from the local areas, and so I just want to make two takeaways from this. Are we waiting on, as a black people, are we waiting on all of this to hit us right in the heads before we say, "Oh, damn, look what's happening," when it's too late? Or are we just accepting it? I think that's something that needs to be talked about on your show and on Michelle's show. Okay, and so I'll leave you with that.
All
It's
right.
getting a little more loud, but have a good day.
Hey, you too.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Wow, 20,000.
But 20,000 for New York,
Yeah, that's a nice crowd.
That's a nice crowd. That's when you look at some of the marches, that's still a good number. I need to get 100,000. I don't know if we had 100,000 at the 50th anniversary of the march. I think it was close to 100,000 if it was that many. But he does ask a profound question. What do we do? Are we going to do anything? We can get angry and get mad, but what is our response? It's one thing to identify a problem. It's another thing to be part of the solution to that problem. And I think that's the challenge that all of us are facing at this point. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Side Community Voice on WNOV 860 AM and 106.5 FM with your host, Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice, and it's fourth Thursday of the month. And so we're joined in studio by the good folks from Housing Resources, Inc. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's
Good
up,
morning.
Emmett?
Good
How you
morning.
doing today?
I'm good, good. So we have Mr. Emmett Gross. What's your position there?
I'm the home retention manager.
And we have Mr. Tracy Polk.
I'm the rehab specialist and Toulon Center.
Okay. Have you been on before?
No,
You-
I
yeah,
I've been
Em-
here
Em-
before.
Em-
First time for Tracy.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, based on that catastrophic event we had a couple of weeks ago, I think this is probably a timely discussion about people, because people are going in, they're doing repairs on their homes, right? Once they get all that debris out, there's repairs that they might have to do. So you all, so tell me, how does the Toulon Center work?
The Toulon program basically is a membership basis where we loan tools to homeowners and block clubs, community organizations, basically. So what it is a membership, 25-20 if you're over 62, and basically we loan equipment and tools under the membership. So they loan out for free mostly. Some items do have a deposit, but most of them loan out for free.
What's some of the kind of tools that people might get if they're
Well, my focus now is like more of the hand tools and stuff like that. I have power tools as far as garden, lawn, and stuff like that. Equipment. So most of my equipment is like yard stuff and ladders. Those are my more important things. I cannot have enough lawnmowers. I cannot have enough weed whackers and stuff like that. So yes, mostly lawn equipment right now. I know the flood is an issue, so I've been going through a lot of shovels and a lot of wet dry vacs right now too, also because of the flood issue.
I was vacuuming out my car yesterday, and I looked at this shop vac that I was using. My wife had bought it. We had a flood, I think, in 1919, and no, it was 19, either 97 or 98.
Wow.
And we actually had real bad flooding.
Mhm.
It was bad, and she went and got the shop vac to get the water out. It wasn't gonna do any good. It was so much water in the
Oh
basement.
yeah, definitely, and that's the thing too.
We had to
Yeah,
wait till the
sometimes it's
sewers open.
overwhelming to
Yeah.
right, and that's what people don't know too. The bigger shop vacs are harder to carry when you suck up all that water. Once they're full, you know what I'm saying. So
And then where
it's-
you gonna
it's-
dump the water?
Exactly
You
right.
know,
Yep.
so-
If the sewer's not
Yeah,
working.
she had it. So I was going like, man, that this baby is, close to 30 years old.
Yep.
So people come in. So is there, if I'm coming in, I want to borrow a lawnmower. Is there like a term on,
Oh
2
yeah,
days,
lawnmowers
3
come back
days?
right away, 24 hours. Most
Okay,
of the other
24
equipment is 48 hours.
Okay.
I tell folks if they get something on the weekend, it's not due back until normally Tuesday. So they get a longer span of time if they get it over the weekend, Friday or Saturday. You get a longer span of time because I'm not in the office Sundays or Mondays.
And I can see that there's a demand for lawnmowers now just because this water, if there's any silver lining of this whole flood or this summer in general, was my grass has been green all summer.
Right.
Usually this
Right.
time of year is burnt out, and it's not even worth watering. So I know people a lot of growth.
Oh yeah,
that they're
it's
trying
more
to-
weeds too. The grass
lot
don't
of
grow.
weeds.
It's the weeds that grow, and it makes the grass look horrible. That's the main thing that people are going through right now. If you're not fertilizing it, or even if you are, you got the weeds growing quicker than the grass.
Are there I know you do the homeowner retention program, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So are there resources? Well, no, this would be maybe it's questions for Tracy. Are there other resources for homeowners who might need help with repairs?
There's tons of resources, and I can't even, for time's sake, I can't even go through them most. What I do is give them my information and have them call me, because it's kind of my way to pinpoint who they are going to. Some people don't qualify. The thing about programs is they're targeted. City programs, we have a program, critical home repair, right now that we were doing before the floods. Right. That is only in the Metcalf Park neighborhood. Okay. So that's 27th to 38th North Avenue to Center. But their city has programs, Habitat has programs. So there are other entities that have programs throughout the city. So it all depends on where they're at. That's why I just generate them to me, and then I can direct you in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Are
For the most
you,
part.
and just based on, again, we're talking about the flood,
Mhm.
are you working with groups that normally you wouldn't work with, but they're here as part of it? I know Samaritan's Purse.
I'm
is
hearing
here.
there's dollars coming out. We brought the information for Red Cross, and then for
Cross,
the 211. Those are the two entities that they're promoting right
there
now.
are groups that are coming in doing work. I know the Southern Baptists have come in to help people like clean out,
Okay.
do the mold.
Right. See, and I'm not aware of those, but you know, as I become aware, then yeah, definitely we
Samaritan's
promote
Purse
that.
is another one that
You-
was on the ground right away.
Okay.
You know, helping people because some of the things just not covered by insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, a lot of things aren't going. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, people are having issues with the insurance companies.
Right.
You know, with just finding help. You know, there's guys. You know, just like junk guys are now picking up the pace because of the trash that's left out on the front might be valuable to them. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that going on too right now.
I use the dump. You know, I don't like having a whole lot of bags around or stuff. So we were at the dump, and we were there last week, and they still had the signage up from the flood, and they
Right.
would tell you how long you'd be in line, right?
Mhm.
So we started. You come in, you pull. We used one out on industrial,
Right.
so it was like an hour.
Right.
You moved 45. Then
Yeah.
they-
I
but
know
then we
some
went
people
up there.
waited
It's like
2-3 hours.
nobody. Yeah, I mean that first weekend.
Right.
Man,
Yeah,
it
that
was
first week was
like-
horrible. Yeah.
that people, but we need to for a lot of reasons we need to get that debris up
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
get it out.
Exactly.
Are there any other resources that are available now for people who are dealing with the flood?
Well, the biggest thing right now is that if homeowners haven't, you need to register with 211 because that's really become the database for the city and for Red Cross reaching out to people to provide resources. I don't have all the details right now, but there are some resources that should be coming out in the next couple of weeks in terms of financial assistance with some of these things. So we are going to keep pushing that word out when we get more information. But there should be more resources coming out pretty soon.
Do you have I guess you do because it's my question. Post purchase, like people buy homes, and do you have post purchase classes?
Yes, me and Tracy run a post-purchase class the second Saturday of the month. We do that quarterly. So the next one is coming up September 13th, so about a week and a half. And we go through. Tracy really covers the the physical maintenance of a home, and I cover the financial maintenance of a home. So things like escrow payments, how to refinance, how to get equity out of your home, and Tracy goes through how to maintain the home, how to spot issues before they come up, how to do repairs, and like you said, the repair programs that might be out there for homeowners.
Right, and that's attest to the updates too. So if there is something, I would update it at one of those workshops as to the new programs that are out here, the things that's coming about. I think Milwaukee County is doing something. We may be doing more on our end. So as they come about, that workshop is how I get the word out to folks, basically.
It's important. And now you're a membership based organization.
Well, the Tool Loan Center is membership based. Everything else is free of charge. So anyone can come in. Anyone can come to any of our classes. It doesn't matter if you bought a house through us or not. You can come to our post-purchase class. And we bring a lot of people in that haven't worked with us before in the post-purchase classes.
And I think, I always use the analogy, I was a renter, and whenever I had a problem, I called the landlord.
Right.
I became a homeowner.
Exactly.
And I had to call me because I'm the landlord.
Exactly.
And I
No,
think
that's what happens.
And a lot of people don't know there's a lot that goes into maintaining a home.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we try to get them started on the right path, because this was based off of new home ownership. When we started this program years, and man, I mean, it's been doing this for some years, so when we started, it was based off the new homeowners that we got. But, as it starts to build, we added it to our programs. Like for critical repair, we kind of want you to go through this also for that, so we kind of added it to our other programs.
Yeah, when we started it was geared for people who were homeowners for less than 6 months, so
right,
covering all that basic stuff. But yeah, like Tracy said, over the years we've expanded it and sort of seen needs for homeowners who have been in the house for a longer time. So we try and cover a little bit of everything.
And then, not to say, there's also a hands-on aspect that we had when we first started that we've bought virtually now. Emmett, you can talk about that. We got virtually do-it-yourself projects that you can go online and check out on how to do certain projects.
Yeah, we've been that's been a big focus between me and Tracy this last year. Really, we've been doing some how-to videos, putting out some flyers with step-by-step instructions on simple home repairs, things like replacing a hole in drywall, changing out a deadbolt set, fixing like a
Screens,
screen doors, yep, stuff like that.
window screens, things.
We talked about the resources that you suggested people if they're still dealing with issues around the flooding that they call 211.
Yeah. The 211 is, like I said, that's become sort of the database. So when the city's reaching out, when Red Cross is reaching out, they're going off of the information from the 211. So yeah, it's important to register there. It's also just gives anyone that's looking at an idea of how many people are affected, which is, a big thing too. If we're looking at, FEMA assistance or other sorts of assistance, we need to be able to show how many people have been affected.
Again, if people want to take advantage, that doesn't sound right. If people want to be part of, we do have scams going on. People are, but if people really want to be part of or utilize the resources that you all have, is there a number, website information?
Yeah, they can call our main office, 414-461-6330. They can register for the post-purchase classes also through our website, which is hri-wi.org. All of our classes are on the website, and you can register right online.
Anything you guys want to leave?
No, we just hope everybody get the help they need, basically. And like I said, there are programs out, and I started this after COVID. To phone my office is 414-449-0705. So I just have folks call me. If they're looking for equipment or looking for information, just call or email. For the information. Like, and there's stuff that changes every day in this game. A lot of stuff is temporary. But because of the flood, you want it there. You want those resources.
And again, people interested in the post-purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give us a call, 414-461-6330. And yeah, like Tracy said, don't be afraid to call and ask questions. I mean, me and him do this work all the time, and it's still confusing to us. Like,
exactly.
Who's got what and what areas are qualifying for programs. So, it can be really confusing and overwhelming. So, reach out to us, and we'll help you kind of sort out what you can qualify for and where to go, who to talk to.
Mr. Emmett Gross, Mr. Tracy Polk of Housing Resources, Inc. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey. Can't hear you if you're talking to me. No volume. Where's the, let me see.
The last one.
There we go.
Yes, it's supposed to be. Now, I know they had some rain dates. I don't know if they rebooked those and put them on the back end or not.
All right. Curtis, right? All right. So we're joined in the studio. As you heard me and Debo trying to get.
They got church music.
We got church. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. We had some church at Rose Park.
There you go.
Saturday. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Curtis Eubanks, and we have Mr. Mario Brown joining us by video. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man.
Good to see you all.
Good. You all are part of the cultural, let's just call it this gospel. And you know, I know a lot of people don't like to call them shows. It's supposed to be church, right?
Well, hey, it's going to be a show. I mean, the Bible talks about whenever the Lord shows up, it's going to be a performance for sure. So it's definitely a show. I think that's all right.
Mario's got a bad connection there.
Does he?
He's freezing up.
Is he?
Who's your carrier, Mario?
I'm with Spectrum.
You got a bad.
Is it freezing up now?
It might be a little better. Go ahead.
Yeah, go a little bit better.
Yeah, he got his phone from spiders.
So, Curtis, tell us about you. You know, where you from? How you started doing what you're doing?
That's good stuff. Well, thanks for having me here. It's exciting to just be here sitting with you all chatting about this weekend. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Recently moved to Las Vegas, but I started out singing and playing the piano at my granddad's church. And
what's your granddad's church?
It was Faith Temple. It's Greater Faith Temple now. But it started out as Faith Temple, but it's got greater and greater as the days went on. But I sang and played there for over 25 years. So it was definitely foundational for me, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Mario?
Yes, sir.
A little bit about you, man.
Man, similar. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised. Ironically, I was raised in my grandfather's church as well. Used to be New Life, and it became Greater.
No, that's more as it went on. It
got greater and greater.
Oh man,
I guess that's the thing, man. Greater New Life.
Man.
Pastor Joe Orr, who's now at Holy Redeemer.
Okay.
Under Bishop Daniels.
Okay.
Valerie Daniels.
All right. So, were y'all performing with different local groups, and then you went and started doing your own thing? If that's so, who were some of those groups you all were working with?
Wow. Yes. I started out singing with my brothers. We were called the Anointed Ones. It was 3 of us. So we wanted to mimic the Winans and Commission and all of the male groups out there. And then I'm not for sure and I sang with my sister, my oldest sister. I sang with community choir, youthful division a little bit later. And I traveled with them extensively for a good 5 years. And then for some reason, I don't know how it ended, where I just started to branch off and ended up going out and singing on my own, singing and playing on my own. So, yeah.
Mario?
Yeah, man. I started out in the church singing with my sister all the time. And then from that point, as I got a little bit older, I joined the Wisconsin State Youth Choir.
Oh, okay.
From the Wisconsin State Youth Choir, we formed a group out of that choir called New Creation. Jermaine Rideout was one of those members.
Is that right?
Yeah.
New Creation.
Now, Curtis said that like you and your sister was like BB and CC. I'm gonna go local. Y'all were like Dale and Phoebe.
There we go.
You be Dale and Phoebe.
Yeah, man. So from the youth choir, we formed a group, New Creation. Out of that group, then I started another group called Special Request and turned into Rain. And during that time, man, we got a record deal I was 16 with my first record deal. So they flew us out to Atlanta, got a chance to work with Jagged Edge and Tank and B. Cox and a lot of different people. Left Eye from TLC. So during those times, that's when my professional, I really just learned a lot just being in the studio and working with those guys. Shout out to Tim Campbell, BJ, Rodney Poe.
Rodney Poe, that's my boy. I was listening to how we started, and how you get your start. You all started probably at your granddaddy's church. So when you look at, again, you've gone to Vegas now. You're in Tampa now. Am I correct? No, you're in Tampa.
Sir.
Okay. When you were coming up, who were, I know you mentioned the Winans, but one of the things I noticed, and I love gospel music, one of the things I noticed that because our proximity to Chicago, a lot of that style was, just Chicago, whether it was Milton Bronson, Thompson Community Choir, obviously Ricky Dillard, folks like that. So was that kind of your musical influence, or did it have influence on you in terms of the music that you would bring either to your choir or to your groups?
Wow, that's very good. I'm gonna jump out and say I feel like, yes, I'm a mixture of probably a little bit of everything. So I'm like a gumbo. I got a little bit of choirs, soloists, artists, groups, old school, new school, hymns, all of it. So yeah, I'm kind of I welcome it all. Yeah.
And me, man, a lot of locals there, man. I started out playing the drums, so Sean Tatum was like one of my brothers that I looked up to. DeMonte Posey.
Oh my God. Oh man, DeMonte. Oh my God. Dude. Oh, that brother. You talk about a genius.
Mark Harris, man. Mark Harris was somebody that I looked up to as well as
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those Devin Hines, man, just a lot of people growing up that I remember. So a lot of respect to the OGs that paved the way as well locally. But outside of that, man, I called myself a little songwriter. At 10 years old, I wrote my first song called "Just a Man," knowing I didn't know nothing about being a man, but that was from listening to Brian McKnight. Heavily influenced, man.
I was.
So yeah, man, I was having a baby face.
Not name drop, but I had a conversation. I'm getting a little. I know if we're a little high. I was having a conversation with Bishop Hines, and I said, now look, dude, y'all grew up Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. Y'all weren't supposed to be listening to R&B and jazz, and if y'all wasn't listening to it, was it by osmosis that I heard it? Now I know how the Clark sisters got theirs. They go by their girlfriend's house, had them open the window, and then they were playing that. And that's probably where she got You Are With the Sunshine, because that's Master Blaster, from Stevie Wonder. And you know what? He never tripped on it. He never tripped on it. He allowed her to do what she did. But I just think in terms of, do you think? And it was before. It was before Kirk Franklin. I mean, it was Edwin Hawkins and the music that they were doing, even talking about the Winans and Commission and the Clark sisters. So we're seeing how gospel music is really evolving, and so where people are kind of going like, you got these old, just the deep Christians. God gave us the gift of music, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I would argue, I said, you know what? We get mad at people who might be doing R&B and then playing for the church, but you don't have a problem with a person who's a classical violinist performing with the symphony orchestra. So you really want, I think that the beauty and the way we do our religious music, we call it gospel, is part of just our experience as descendants of enslaved Africans in America. I think gospel music captures is the pathos, it's our pain, but even in our pain, we still celebrate. It is. So I don't know if you write music. So what are some of those things that go in your inspiration that goes into when you're writing music?
For me, it's life. It looks different every time it's written. It sounds different every time, and I think when you really dive into the truth of your journey, that's when the music can really touch hearts, for sure.
Yeah.
Go on, Mark. I agree, man. Yeah, my music is, again, comes from life, inspirational, just different things that I've gone through. I try to be as transparent as I can in the songs that I write, as well as, it's I have a non-traditional sound. So that's one of the things that kind of kept me from, just really wanting to do music as a solo artist, because I knew it wouldn't sound like what I had been used to, because I do have an R&B sound. So just speaking to what you said, that's something that I want to tap into.
I haven't heard anybody yet that don't. It's African. I mean, I think that we trying to get we try to get all around that, man. But it's African, and I think that, and I don't know, sometimes I think we have to, because you said you're non-traditional. What's non-traditional today is traditional tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And we can go back, let's do some history. Precious Lord, in high Baptist churches, you couldn't sing that song. It was too bluesy. Unreal. It is now part of our hymnal. So, being able to do it, I always try to keep it, where we, hey, and we're joined by Fred Collier. What's happening, Fred?
Hello, everybody.
Freddie Mac.
Yes.
Mario calls me something else.
Oh, okay. So when you think about there are, I'd like to think in any musical genre there are seminal albums or seminal kind of. So what would be like, if you said now, and you can do one or two, what would be like, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna tell you, there is an album. I think it's one of the greatest albums, gospel albums, musically of all time. Now Lecrae, Out the Box, musically. Oh my God, dude! I was just.
I've never heard that yet.
Oh,
Tone? Out the Box. Yeah.
Tone?
He's Lecrae now. Isn't he Lecrae now?
Nope.
What is he now?
No.
Okay. No, you're okay. Got you.
No. Look,
what is he now? Because
Lecrae is a rapper.
Yeah.
Okay, because he was something. Okay, but Tone.
Got you. Okay.
Out the Box.
Yeah.
I just thought.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Man. I just sat back.
It's out the box for sure.
Yeah.
It's not in any box.
It ain't in any box.
Any box, man. And then sometimes, because I grew up in an environment where we're supposed to know our parts. Musically, we're supposed to know what we're doing, but that one is just whoa. So if you had someone, what would be another one that you think it would be like?
Mario, I'll let you go first on that one.
Are we speaking just albums or influential albums?
Yeah,
man, I listened to Kim Burrell's album. I mean, I still listen to that. That's a classic. Of course, like he said, Winans, Commissions, man, that stuff never gets old, man. I'm always listening to that. It's just timeless.
Yeah. Someone asked, they asked on Facebook, what would be an album that you could sit down and listen to the entire album? Because the way the music industry worked in the past, when now you have digital, so you can just pick what you want. But in the past,
makes sense.
You had to buy the whole album. You got garbage and all, right? And so when you sit down, and I bring that up because there are either songs that I wanted to ask Richard Smallwood when he does the Perfect Praise. Is that Total Praise?
Total Praise.
What was that? And did he have an idea that song would become so ubiquitous?
Man, I think he was in a space that he was, and this is just my personal look at it, because a song of that magnitude had to been sent from God, because how it's orchestrated, how it's written, it's just amazing how that song, even now years later, how impactful that song is, man. So
it's
I really think,
it's what we do.
Yeah,
I mean it, and again, you'd always ask, man, where were you?
Yeah, mindset.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to, but then that's genius, right? Yeah.
He had to be in a space because I'm thinking about
Yeah.
now your peace you give me in time of
Yeah,
storm.
yeah.
Like he was saying, basically, like I got to give it all,
Yeah.
total. I have to give it all
Yeah.
to you because wherever I am, you're the only one that's keeping me, bringing me out, whatever the case. Total praise.
Yeah. Like complete.
It's
complete.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was even, as I understand, that was even the song on that album that was supposed to be,
Right.
you know,
that was supposed
but
to be like a filler.
yeah, but
Wow.
great musicians, you know, game recognize game.
Yeah.
So great musicians go, that's a great song. I always, our former program director, we would go, I always say, I want to know who wrote the song.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because those
I agree.
songwriters are, you know, that's what gives real power. And then, you know, I do my song, I have an opening song, and there was 22 versions of that song done. That's just how cold that song was for a musician. Where there's certain things you just got to, man, I got to incorporate that. I got to incorporate that. So we were talking about that. So it depends on where you are, right? Where you are in your life at that moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keith, I wanted to interject something, if you don't mind. Just quickly want to make note of what Saturday really means for this radio station. We're doing something that we've never done before, to my knowledge, in conjunction with Jammin' 98.3. Both of us going to be hosting that stage together, man. You got Earl Stokes and the Gospel Angels sharing on stage together, hosting a gospel celebration or service, if you will. And so that's iconic within itself.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you know what else too, man? Just looking at that whole setup, unity has to start somewhere.
Yes, sir.
And even though it's on a small scale, it's really huge.
Yeah.
100%.
Because if the community can see you got two radio stations from two different ends,
Talk
Yes,
about it.
sir.
Yeah.
you bring them together, they unite for an event that these radio stations here in the city has never came together to do.
Yes, sir.
So if we can show unity on that platform,
Yeah.
just imagine if it start to spread to the people,
That
then
was the
things will
point.
change.
When we all
That was the point.
Yeah, Doc.
That
Get
was
to
the
have
point. That
it.
was the point. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So,
That was the
Fred,
point.
what was the genesis of that?
Shout out Doug and shout out Don. It was an idea that Doug and I talked about, and it was important, honestly, because WNOV and Jammin' have been a part of the summer series, the summer cultural music series, the entire 4 years. So we wanted to figure out a way for the gospel edition of our summer series to come together in a unified front. And Doug and I, we talked, and he said exactly what Debo said. This has never been done before. And he said, well, Fred, I don't know if we could do it. And it's the gospel edition. So we put it in the hands of God. And over the weeks, we continued to talk about it and continued to talk about it. And then Doug and Don, they locked it in, you know, and it all came together. And that's the essence of what this is about. You know, this is our 4th summer. This is our 11th Saturday. This is the finale to what we've done this entire summer, you know. So this gospel edition is some surprises that we're going to have along the way, but it's monumental that we get both stations that both speak for our culture, you know, for them to come out and really embrace this in a unified front.
See, y'all didn't know, man, that I was just added to this gospel thing, man, to be a special guest washboard player. And I'm gonna play the washboard. Yeah, I'm gonna play the washboard under the unction of the Holy Ghost.
Well, you know I'm bringing the cowbell.
More cowbell.
I got a fever for cowbell.
Hey, what would it be without the tambourine?
But let me tell you, they did a thing on the Funk Brothers. And the Funk Brothers, I don't know what this brother's name, but he did the tambourine. Then you would hear the tambourine. I grew up in church. The tambourine player, everybody couldn't just get up and be the tambourine player. Now, this is really going old school. The competition to be the tambourine player for the Prestonians, dude, that was like you were trying out for the drums, you trying out for the bass.
You should have seen it in the Church of God in Christ.
Oh, I did see it in Church of God in Christ.
They'll pass it down the line.
Oh, man.
Your turn. Throw it up in the air. Yeah, Doc, it was
you just can't be banging it.
Man, trust me, you didn't need no drum.
Oh man,
The right tambourine player, man.
Mother
right out.
That's
Yeah,
at the
let's have some
toe.
church.
That's true.
You're listening to Community Voice. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And So we were just talking about the part of the summer concert series that they have in at Rose Park. It's Curtis Eubanks and Mario Brown. Go ahead, Fred. You were talking about this Pentecostal moment that we had.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, me and Doug, we talked numerous times throughout the summer as far as putting this together, and he was explaining to me that it had never been done before. And me being neutral and not being involved in the radio, my main concern was the community. How do we give the community what they need? You know, I didn't know the logistics behind how it would work. I just knew that if we could bring the two stations together, it would show power. You know, and as I said, I didn't know how it would work. So I talked to Doug, and Doug and Don, without me in the conversation, some kind of way they figured it out. And Doug came back to me and was like, Fred, we're going to do it. And I knew that was powerful because he told me it had never happened before. And I know I have a relationship with Jammin. I have a relationship with WNOV. I have a relationship with the personalities on both stations. But to know that this has never happened before, and by the grace of God, that it comes together on our gospel edition of the summer series in the 4th year, you know, that just shows that the idea that Mr. Kearney had in the beginning of this to prolong the conversation about Juneteenth, to talk more about our culture, which is the reason why it's called the Summer Cultural Music Series. You know, everything derives from our culture musically. It derives from our culture, you know, and it's different levels of that. So to be able to end the summer series, 11 Saturdays at Clinton Rose Park with a gospel edition, with both of these radio stations that advocates for our culture, I mean, this is a blessing from God. This is truly a blessing from God. And I'm just thankful and honored to be the vessel, to be a part of it. You know, I constantly say, no matter where I go, I give all the glory to God, because at the end of the day, he's the person that blesses me and blesses us with the blessings we have. The key to that is, what do you do with the blessing? How do you receive, and how do you penetrate other individuals with the blessing that God gave you? You know, and a lot of us, we don't understand that we are a vessel. We are a ball of energy, and it's for us to pass that on, you know, and then let everyone else feel it and they take it to the next step. So I commend Doug, I commend Don, I commend both of the radio stations, and I just want to make sure without these individuals, these organizations, this would not happen. Without Northcott Neighborhood House, without Beta Philanthropies, without TMJ4, without WNOV Jammin', and I'm just thankful being a part of Team Loyalty Entertainment as the curator of this. I'm just thankful and honored that we as a group, as a faction of one, not individual factions, but we all came together to be able to do this. It was nothing short than a miracle. And I, once again, I give all the glory to God.
Man, I am looking forward to it. I'll be sitting over Jermaine and Debo. I don't know if y'all remember the Muppets.
Yeah.
And the two old dudes up in the balcony. Yeah, that's usually me. I'll be sitting over there. But by the time, you know, people get through it, you know, start with folded arms, then you be like, you know,
yeah, I was gonna forewarn those guys, man.
Yeah, don't trip on that. That just
if he's sitting there with his arms folded, you got some work to do.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that at all. Gentlemen, you know, just sharing, what are you looking forward to this, and what are you looking forward to when you come to Milwaukee? You're already here.
I am already here. I'm excited for, like Fred was saying, just community. It's like when you bless people with what they need, you in turn get blessed with what you need. So
yes,
it's
sir.
like it's more blessed to give than receive, but it's still a blessing both ways. So
yes, sir.
I'm just excited to be with the community and bless the Lord.
Amen. Speaking of giving, since you were in the giving spirit, Curtis, I'm going to ask you on the brother $20.
I got you.
I was going to take up an offer when Fred got finished. I'll give it past the plate then.
I just want to interject something, if you don't mind. I have an ask of both of these gentlemen. I'll start with you, Mr. Curtis Eubanks, because you're in the room. Now, I know this isn't my show. On my show, when I enter or I have an artist on, I typically ask them to give me a little teaser of what I may expect to hear on Sunday. So what you got for me, or Saturday?
It could have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes, or left alone without a friend, or just a number with a tragic end, but you didn't see fit to let none of these things be.
Curtis.
It's offering time.
Every day by your power.
Curtis, come on now. Don't give him too much now.
Yeah, Doc, I was
Keep
gonna
on
make
keeping me.
You know what? That was the other song that I was going to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
And here's amazing. If you go out and you look, that song wasn't even, that was something they were just doing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then it
It
became
ended
like
up being the
another
number
one of those things. And
Another anthem.
that line that you didn't fit, that is, again, I wish I could have talked to Walter Hawkins. Oh my, no, that's Walter.
Yeah.
To be able to talk about that. All right, Mario.
All right. First of all, I'm thankful to even have this opportunity. Thankful to my brother Fred for just considering me and putting me on. Definitely looking forward to coming. It's good news, man, and being able to interact with all of the community. I love my city, man. Glad to be coming back home and just to encourage some folks, man, because it's needed. You guys have been going through a lot, even with the temperature, climates, and the flooding and the crime and different things, man. So I'm just honored to just give whatever I can back to the community. So this verse of the song says, devil thought he won because he knocked you down. Didn't know you still had another round. But it's all right to admit it, that it was looking real bad for a minute. But now you're back on your feet again, and you're stronger than you've ever been. You got the heart of a champion, and you're ready for another win. Tribulation, work, patience, works faith. Faith brings hope, so I just hope that you know. The chorus says this: you're not gonna lose. Every tear you cry is making you. So get ready for your comeback. You might break down, but you gonna bounce back. Ain't nothing to it. If you keep your faith and keep your cool, it's already done. You know that.
Mario.
Bounce back.
It's like the preacher.
We both got our
It's just like the most preachers.
Right, coattails.
2-minute Kojic break right there. Go ahead,
Yes,
Keith.
sir.
Hey, man, listen here.
I didn't come to preach.
But if I was,
if I took a text, I didn't know.
Hey, brother Keith, you can't leave me out, man. I'm gonna have the cowbell there. Hey, man, let me give you a little bit of what I'm gonna give you on Saturday. Precious Lord, take my hand. Oh yeah,
yeah, we'll get the rest
Hey,
Saturday.
Fred, somebody should have pulled your coattail.
Leave me alone.
Wait a minute. And they just suggested to have these here. The Deuteronomies.
Joe and the Deuteronomy.
Joe and the Deuteronomies.
Man.
Stop hollering at the Lord.
Oh, my Lord. He can hear you.
Yeah, whisper a prayer.
Pull it up,
Have you
man.
seen that? Pull that up, man.
They
Stop hollering at the Lord, and then they do.
man,
And what's incredible is those dudes who the actual Deuteronomies, they're good.
Wow.
Oh man, they
Wow.
quartet. But that dude, he walking through the church,
Climbing on the benches, the pews, and
Oh, wow.
man, this has really been a pleasure. I, one of the great loves I have in life is music, and certainly I love gospel music, and so to hear a little bit of what you're doing, I'm really looking forward to Saturday. It's gonna be the thing. Fred, anything people need to know, man?
What people need to know, they need to know that this is our 4th summer consecutively. They need to know that all of this is the foundation of all of this is God. This is our 11th Saturday. We've had some phenomenal bands. I mean, Christopher's Project, Soul Series, Louisiana Owl, New Orleans Bowl, New Blue, and Carly's Guy. Rodney Poe's band was there last Saturday. We at the end of Saturday, we would have had 55 different acts on that stage for this entire summer.
I noticed you didn't mention my band, but we were there too.
See, you didn't let me finish, Debo. you say the best for last, Debo.
There we go.
Love, soul, and peace.
No, see that.
If y'all have not seen, say it again.
You said the name wrong, but that's all right. It's all in there, but it's a little backwards.
See,
It's love pizza.
if you hadn't been messing with him, he would have
He
probably.
threw me totally off. I had him last because he was right to my right here. I had him last because he was. But
did he say so serious to me?
See, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
said me
See,
first.
Debo.
Okay.
Debo.
Hey,
I got love for Debo, y'all. I got mad love for
Fred,
Debo.
I'm not superstitious, but we're gonna have to figure out something about Josiah Rogers.
Jemiah.
Oh my, Jemiah Rogers. See,
Yeah, we somebody jinxed him.
Jemiah. Oh my Lord.
2 years in a row.
But him and Ivan Singh though, believe it or not, Ivan Singh last year he showed up, and right before he was supposed to perform, it started raining. Same thing with Jemiah this year. Same thing with Jemiah this year happened to Ivan Singh last year.
I got a suggestion. Maybe when you invite them, we have it inside.
That's what we've been talking about. We've been actually talking about doing some of the events inside. We've been actually talking about doing some of these concerts in the fall and the winter to keep it going for the community. So if anybody's listening out there, we need sponsors. We need sponsors to continuously help us give this free concert to our community in a more consistent basis. Right now, we're doing it in the summer, 11 Saturdays. But the conversation has been had where we're trying to do it in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring if possible. So we need as many sponsors as possible that want to give this energy to the community because it's muchly needed. So please, anyone, reach out to Northcott Neighborhood House and Tony Kearney over there, or you can reach out to any of the radio stations or myself. Just make sure that you reach out because we need y'all.
Well, certainly Bader and of course TMJ4, man. I see them. They have a crew out there every week. I mean, that's a commitment on their behalf.
Oh, without them, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
As I said, without Northcott, Bader, and TMJ, we wouldn't be able to put this together. And it's a blessing that we've been able to do it. It's totally a blessing. I mean, if we hadn't done this, my son Elijah's Lemonade, Eli's Lemonade, he wouldn't even be involved in it. You know, the fact that he's been involved in it and he's been able to work his butt off all summer to make this lemonade and to bottle it. You know, he'll be there Saturday. He'll be there Saturday, and his lemonade will be there Saturday. And it's just been such a blessing. Thanks for the community coming out. I mean, you guys have come out and supported, even when it rained. Even when we were performing and it rained, the community stayed there. You know, so it just shows you that this is needed. This is wholesome. This is such good energy. It's a blessing that we're able to give this to the community, especially in this day and age, like Mario spoke on, the way things are going from the flooding to the just the energy in the city, just the negativity. This is something positive. We have had no problems in 4 years. We have not had one problem, not one. You know, so that just shows you that God has His hands on this, and it's just going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And just so everyone knows, our summer cultural music series derives from Juneteenth. So the whole point of this series is to continuously push the conversation about what Juneteenth means, what our culture means, and what our culture means to music. You must understand that anything you listen to, even rock and roll, country, and I heard this from Buddy Guy's lips. Our music, every genre of music has come from our culture, from Africa. Every genre of music. There's not one genre of music that has not come from our culture. So we must embrace that, and we must show love to it, and must appreciate it and be grateful for it. So again, thanks WNOV, thanks Jammin', thanks Northcott Neighborhood House, Beta Philanthropies, TMJ4. Thank these brothers Mario, Brown. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, my brother. You guys have been a part of this from day one. We really appreciate you guys involving yourselves and your energy to what we're doing. Thank all the bands, and just thank God.
Yeah. Sure. Again, Brother Mario Brown, Brother Curtis Eubanks, Brother Fred Collier. Let me also thank Mr. Emmett Gross, Mr. Tracy Polk. Hey, y'all. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Hope to talk.
What is that in the background?
Turn it up.
Hey man, this is how we're going off the air today. We're gonna whisper to Jesus.
Can I give y'all the lineup? The lineup for Saturday. The lineup for Saturday. We got DJ L Boogie as a DJ. We got Earl Stokes. We got Sharon from both of the stations. We have Gat Turner opening up the spoken word. Then we have Just Chris coming in with his performance. And then we have Melissa Blue, who's another spoken word. But the key to those spoken word artists, they're husband and wife. So the fact that they're performing on the same stage on the same day, it was meant to bring that together to show the unity and family and our Black family, that these two individuals can come and share that stage and bring their spoken word at one time. That's never been done as far as what we've done. And then we have my brother Mario Brown. Then we have Curtis Eubanks. Then we have Mario Brown. And then we're closing the show with Kai Eric Powell and his choir. This is a beautiful thing. Everyone come out, bring your chairs. It starts at 12 p.m. this week. 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. It doesn't start at 2 p.m. It's from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. this week. Come out, bring your chairs. We got tents. Bring your coolers, but like I said, keep them low and enjoy yourselves, y'all. God bless y'all. Thank you.
You got to tell the church folks to keep their coolers low.
You got to tell them to keep their coolers. Hey, everybody got to keep their coolers low. Everybody. There's no disrespect, but
Baptist smoke in the parking lot, Church of God in Christ smoke at home. All right. Good Lord, Willow Creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody tomorrow. And as always, go for this place in peace.
Why is that pain in your head? Cause you're hollering. All you got to do is whisper.
What is that?
Why am I busy right now? Is it because I'm not whispering? I don't know.
Jackson. So are America's